Hey guys, what's up? So a few months back I had the opportunity to make a beat for Fast X, that's a new up-and-coming Fast and Furious movie. Being a fan of the series, I was of course very excited to possibly be a part of it. Sadly, my beat never actually got playlisted to anyone at the Fast and Furious team, so that's a bit sad, but still I think it's a really cool beat, so I'd like to show it to you guys and do a little deconstruction. Let's have a look. So before I was starting this beat, I was of course thinking about the direction I wanted to go in. Fast and the Furious, you think about a lot of energy, racing, cars drifting, all stuff like that. I also had the artist Ludacris in mind. I thought it would be cool if he would, for example, rap over this beat. So that was just something I kept in mind while choosing the sounds and the vibe for this beat. So here you see the entire project in FL Studio. On top it's 808 and all kind of drums, then some impacts and then some melodies. So you'll see in the beat that there's one melody that repeats over almost the entire beat, and that's also the melody I started with, and that's a guitar melody. I used a contact instrument, shreddage, put it through CLA guitars and then put some chorus on it, and that sounds like this. So this melody repeats in most of the song. There's of course things I do with it to keep it interesting. I play a bit with the stereo separation, I play a little bit with cutoff, and then I also put some automation on the reverb, especially towards the end. The next thing I'm going to have a look at is the kick sound. And together with that kick sound, I wanted a hard-hitting 808 sound. So let's hear these two together. And then for the second part of the chorus, I tuned it down an octave. It gives it a really deep bass, and yeah, that really hits hard. Then I also added a snare. That's actually a layer of a tambourine, some kind of bottle sound, and a rim shot. There's also another snare a little bit further in the song. It's also two samples that are layered together. And that sounds like this. Then you have a fast hat sound. There's also another hat sound. It's hard to hear sometimes because of the snare, but it definitely adds something. I also have a can percussion sound in there. And then I also added the shaker. I also found this chirp-like sound, so I thought that was really cool to add. In the chorus I also added this roomy percussion sound here. Gives it that extra bit of depth. Another hi-hat sound. This was also a cool percussion sound that I added. And then I also added this kind of phased kick sound. Gives it a constant movement. I also added a couple of impact sounds. Here a riser with an impact. And then some other instruments. I added this sci-fi woodblock sound. I also reversed one of the notes to have a little riser into that sound. And then I also added some reverb automation. So you'll hear that on the downbeat, there's a lot of reverb. And then I also added this vocal sound here. So that was actually sound from Contact Voices of Aya. So let's hear the original sound. So you'll see there's a lot of effects on it. So the original sound was like this. And I added a couple of effects together with this pumper here to give it that pumping kind of sound. And then we get this sound. Now, how does it all sound together? Let's have a listen. Okay, I hope you like this kind of video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below if you have any questions. I'll try to answer every one of them. If you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button for more cool videos. So yeah guys, thanks for watching.